do this. You know what? I had it muted the whole time, didn't I? Okay. Well, let me explain everything again. Sorry about that. I'm glad that whoever did stick in there, if it was one person, I just had it muted and figured out that I did. So I built a road and set up a little town here called Revergrad. And I've given myself the basic stuff that we need. I'm going to slow it down again, and we're going to get this guy to build our pub. And our pub will cost us alcohol, but at least people will be... We got to get them happy because I'm on the hardest of all the modes here. Let me do a little bit of a sound check, which may sound goofy for you guys for a minute. Yeah. I don't know if I'm hearing any sound. I don't know. If you guys can hear me, or if you can hear me, there's one person watching, let me know. I think I had muted it because I was getting everything set up, and then I never unmuted it. Like a genius. But we're really just getting started anyway. And I was saying, I don't know how well this is going to work for a live stream, because sometimes there's just hours when you do it this way where I'm going to have to build everything. If this is reasonably successful, if anyone else enjoys it, then let me know. And we will continue at some other date. Not that I'm worried about that now. I've only been doing it for a few minutes. All right, so now we have to get our pub. We have to get these people so that they don't revolt, because they're on the hardest setting, if I didn't say that, as far as getting unhappiness goes. And same thing with the fires. We got to get the fire station going. And this is all going to cost us money because we have to import these things. So I guess what we can start doing, we'll keep an eye on this pub here. I can close these flats. Is we could probably come up here, especially once that excavator's done, and we could start talking about, I think the best industry to probably get is going to be gravel. Because as we build more and more things, like we can use the gravel in the asphalt plant, we can use the gravel in this. I even set up the inputs. If we go over to conveyors, like each of the inputs is coming in from this way. So let's come over here to construction office gravel. That's not construction office. I don't want gravel. It's in the same spot. What am I doing? Okay, gravel quarry, gravel processing. So what I'm thinking of is down the hill a bit. Can we get flat terrain without running into that? No, we're going to have to... Is our excavator done? No. How is he doing? Is he getting... Do we have any messages in our construction office? Asphalt plant can't produce asphalt. Okay, are we getting the bus running back and forth? Where is our bus? Oh, our bus is parked in here. Well, that's not going to help. Where are you going, bus? Oh, you're the construction bus. Sorry. All right, well, we got to get this bus set up so we can get asphalt. So you're going to go from the bus stop to this bus stop. I don't want you to take all my workers. We only need 5 or so in each one of these, and we really don't even need that. So I want to come in here, and you don't need to really deal with students. And I'm going to say, I want you to only pick up, how many do you carry? 40? So at the most we want 10, which would be, what, like 25%? Yeah, let's do 19%. So he's only going to pick up 19% of the people. We're up to like 10 people. 20% of his capacity. So at least if there is more than that here, he won't do it. All right, already off to a wonderful start, huh? Now, can I use the level tool by any chance? Let's close the office. Because I do have a bulldozer there. I would probably try to level it. Yeah, I can use the bulldozer to level it. So can we level out enough of this that we can start placing this thing? Make it bigger. It does cost us gas. Yeah, good. I can hear my sound now, so sorry if you were watching earlier and I muted myself. I'll get better at live streaming. It's not something I've done much. Alright, can we do this yet? Would be a little easier to get started if I had the excavator. Hey there, Brian. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for the recording advice. I definitely appreciate that. I don't know. I guess episode 12 will be out very shortly. I think maybe even tomorrow, right? Because I think I did a super big 2-part 11. If I don't see the chats, it's because they're off on another screen, so it might be a little hard for me to respond. But I don't know if you've followed what I'm doing so far, but I'm trying to do the hardest possible start here. And we're in the middle of the map, playing by much of the same rules I use in my regular series. I am trying to get this guy to level out enough that I can come in here and put in a gravel thing. I kind of fully expect to fail. No, not quite there yet. We're getting there. Fully expect to fail at this attempt to start in the middle of the map with the hardest money and pretty much all of the hardest settings. You can tell we're starting in 1960. I don't know if that makes it harder or not. In some ways, I think the vehicles are cheaper, which is a little better, but then again, they're not quite as good. I built a dirt road all the way up to a city of Molna, which is to what I consider the north, which is where the Soviet is. Soviet being to the north and east. Also, just so you know, I don't know what happened. Did the guy go? Yeah, he's going to get fuel. So how are we doing here? Are we getting the stuff we need now that I set the bus in motion? Yeah, the bus is moving, and I see people going across. And there's no warning messages on our construction office, so we should be in pretty good shape. Yeah, so Brian, I started out the video and I had it muted, so sorry about that. You guys didn't miss too much. I guess I explained the groundworks of what I was going to do. But that was about it. So now, is our guy back in the station? Okay, so we can go back to trying to level this down a little bit more so I can get the building in. So my plan is, we only have 785 rubles. We have to start getting something exported. And I think because of the cost of construction materials, and gravel being a relatively cheap one that can, gets used in the cement, gets used in the asphalt, we can kind of, and then if we have to build a better road up to there or just a road anywhere, we'll build gravel roads. So I'm hoping this is the smart thing to do to get as the first industry. I don't think the first industry that we'll build, and then I think we'll be able to build at least one more. I'm going to try, I'm not going to sell power. I could probably, but I don't know that I could even afford to run a power line all the way up there. Probably could, but I feel I don't feel that that's cheaty. But are we there? Once I can get it to turn the building to turn yellow, at least then we'll be able to building level, Hey, APOC. Welcome. How did your hard start go? I think I made that worse somehow. Yeah, I'm starting here just in... Really, when you spawn, it seems like it puts you in the middle of the map. And I even had like the clock open, like with the second hands, and I like went up to the north and I went to the east and west, and it took about the same amount of time to fly, like in pretty much every direction. And so I just decided, well, this little bend in the river here, you know, is pretty darn close to the middle, and that really makes it a lot harder. Now, there's no cheating. Well, and here's the thing, like when you start with the hard mode, I mean, I don't know exactly how you would cheat, because even if I bought stuff and didn't pay for it, it cost me less money to have these guys build this pub. You know? Alright, so let's see. I really want to get this guy to turn yellow. There you go. Oh, I need the excavator. We really need to get... He's parking up right now. Good. Yeah, so I'm really, you know, the hard start is hard start, and you really, you know, I kind of had to buy all of this stuff. The first time that I went to do it, I actually ran a power line here, but then I realized, well, wait a minute, all I had to do was build a power plant, which I want to do. You know, it's a smart thing to build anyway. And once I built the power plant, I had, I don't want to say unlimited money, but as soon as you can get a power plant connected to the outside, you've got a steady source of income, because you can buy the coal in, and generally speaking, you're still going to make money even if you're auto importing the coal. It makes it real hard to start in the middle. I have failed already in trying to do this. I need a free excavator. I thought I had a free excavator. Oh, now you're going to get gas. I see. All right, buddy. And I really need to keep working on these buildings, because I have it, again, on the hardest setting. So if I don't get the people, at least a pub going here pretty quickly, they're going to start revolting on me. And there I have the cinema ready to go, and I have a, is that the school? Yeah, school and a kindergarten, which we're going to just need, and hopefully I'll have money. Like, we have educated people at this point, university educated, so hopefully they'll go teach in the school, but it's going to be a while before that. And I have the fires turned to hardest. Yeah, coal importing is definitely affordable. By the way, guys, there's a delay on the whole thing for whatever internet reasons. Okay, that guy's parked up, so good. So now we can come back to here. So while I'm sort of waiting for that pub to go, can't build due to infrastructure. Okay, there you go. So what I want to do is get this guy set up here, or somewhere in this ballpark. This is just the first place I could get to be leveled. And you can't see it right this minute, but just off to my right is a couple places I think we can put in quarries. We only need one to get started, but see, like right up here, I could get a few quarries in there, and I think that, you know, I should be able to get down the hill and make a turn around there, I think. And then when I did set these up, I set them up so that each of their inputs is towards this guy. So when we get the money, I can conveyor these guys in. Yeah, you gotta pre-plan things. Yeah, and well, really, yeah, exactly. I mean, I can afford anything. It's just I'm going to run out of money. Just plain and simple. There's not much. You know, I have plenty of money at this moment, but this is the critical decision part. What do we go for next? You know. The other thing about this start location is there's nothing. We'll take a look in a minute. Let me get this plop down at least. I'm just sort of leveling out enough. This is future leveling. But I don't want to do too much future leveling because I want to get to the next building. I only have one excavator. I don't know if... I mean, I probably should just go ahead and buy another excavator. Alright, I think that's enough future leveling. Just let that bring it all the way down. There we go. So I don't want to build it that far forward anyway, because I'd want the conveyor to be able to get in there one way or the other, if not directly. So we'll build this... Here, let me zoom out. We'll build this back. Let's build it back a little bit further so that I have a chance of getting a conveyor in there. Yeah. Can I... Let's just see if I... Let's go to conveyors. Can I shoot a conveyor straight in there? No, it's... Yes, good. Can I shoot a conveyor straight in here? No. But that's, I think, because it's hitting the ground, right? Hill, yeah. I'm not going to be able to get one in there, so... Yeah, I might be better off building a... like one of these guys. Engine, whatever they call it. Yeah, if I put like an engine here... I'm not going to do this right away. We'll just... Oh, can I get it there? No. Okay, that's why... Yeah, watch out for clicking like that if you guys have played much. I should learn better to delete things. Will that work? It's awful high up on the hill. There we go. Hill causing obstruction. It's not going to let me do anything with it, is it? Nope. So let's cancel that. Like that. And then let's, doesn't matter, we're just going to hit that like that. Can't build. All right, are you happy with that now? Yes. Oh, come on. Okay, good. All right, so if we took this guy, yep, he'll work. And he'll work. All right, so like I said, don't plan on doing any of that anytime real soon. So what we can do is, okay, next thing, asphalt and concrete, yep. So there they are, asphalt and concrete. We don't have any bitumen, and we're going to have to put the cement in, but that's exactly, you know, at least it'll cut down on the cost a fair amount, you know. And at some point, I could even get a cement factory in some place. So, but we'll see, one step at a time. But let's zoom out for a minute, and I'll show you. Oh, the pub is done. Let's get these guys back to work, even though I won't be able to level things. So what do we want next? School, kindergarten, or firehouse? Road connection doesn't... How about a road connection to here? Oh, I missed. Once I missed. Good. Alright, so now we have those guys building 2 more road connections. These guys should become slightly happier. I hope they're liable to all revolt. You know, their happiness is not going up. They should have meat, right? Now, what are they not happy about? Unable to get meat. Am I not buying meat? Well, you got meat there, guys. Just walk around the block and get some meat. We could build them footpaths, but maybe they just haven't had a chance. Not join culture. Well, yeah, it's going to take us a little while to get the cinema going. All right. Well, we got a pub and tavern now. Do we have anybody working there? Yeah, a couple of people. We're going to have to get more people. Yeah, the sport thing. Did I put in a sport thing? No, not yet. Oh, yeah. Yeah, football field up here. Yeah, but that's going to come... Yeah, you know, maybe we could get them that before we even get them to cinema, because this is pretty... It's like real low cost there. All right, anyway, I was going to zoom out, and I was going to come over to here and just show you guys the desolation that we're dealing with. So there is basically no iron in this area. If we look all around, I don't know how well you guys can see that on the stream, but there's just no iron. There's just no coal. There is, I think, if I'm remembering right, there's coal somewhere, like not miles away, but far enough to be, or was it even across the river? Yeah, see, and then let's see, like if we come, what else would there be? You know, if we came over to the oil, you know, there's no oil in the area. You know, it's just a desolate middle of the map. You know, I don't even know that it's a fair place to start. Like, I don't even necessarily think it's realistic, you know? Yeah, the problem with the no university is that eventually they all become uneducated and then you can't work. But certainly, you know, when you go to start, you definitely don't want them to be university people. But I had a town, the last town, or one of the last towns that I played, not my normal series one, but it just, the whole town, they all became uneducated and then they stopped working. So, yeah, don't build it too early, because did you ever, yeah, you get them all educated. I'm sorry, I read the second post, but yeah, you definitely want a dumb town to start. But you do want them to get to school, because after see, we already got one uneducated, and that's like one kid that didn't get educated there, you know, like as they got older. So I don't know if our population is even increasing. We're at 86. Nobody's escaped. Let's do this year. Now, 24 people have already tried to escape. We got them a pub, so hopefully they can get to the pub. They're going to work in the power factory, which, by the way, I built that power factory deliberately close to the houses. You know, the fact that our few people are escaping definitely makes me want to get these done. But if we don't get the firehouse with the high fire hazard, that could end our game right there. Yep, there's the school. Again, we're just hurting for everything at this moment. So yeah, there's no real natural resources right in this area. Like I said, and it's as far away. I built the little dirt road so we could, if we get an actual industry going, you know, I guess we could start sending cement up there, right? And we could probably even start selling asphalt. I don't think we get much money for it. I don't even know if it would be worth it. Cement might be worth it a little bit. At least it'll be some money. 50. Well, if we sell it to the Soviet republics, it'll be 39. And then let's see, where's asphalt at? But if in order to make the cement, not cement, concrete, is only going to sell for 12. See, so we're not even making cement. But it would be good to get a cement factory, maybe as one of the first things, because we can, as you said, build up the gravel there a bit. So what else? If we bought bitumen, it's 202. Now, by the way, that's not totally true what I said about the cement or the concrete, because when you do use cement, if you notice, you only use 30 out of 175. So still don't know whether it's worth exporting concrete, but at the same time, you can't necessarily just look at the price and add it up over here too easily. you know, it would be like 30 divided by 175 kind of thing would be the percentage for each ton. All right, so anyway, what were we looking at? Asphalt. Yeah, 35. Bitumen, how much do we use of that bitumen? See, same thing here, 20 out of 145. Hello, Bruno. Welcome. A little delay in the stream, so just know that if I'm not a good responder to you guys. Plus, it's also on another screen, so it's if I get wrapped up in my own head. There we go. So yeah, we don't have much going for us, but yeah, we'll definitely, I think, be pushing towards getting our gravel industry going. So let's keep pre-planning. Yeah, definitely trying to get importing down, and if you want to build, you need all this building stuff. I think once you get to the point you can get a steel mill going, and by the way, the other thing, if we can get a cement factory, prefab panels I found are not a, where are they at on here? Prefab panels are not a bad thing, you know, to be able to make and necessarily export. I mean, anything is going to be good, so. All right, so what are we doing? We'll come back in here, and we're going to get a gravel quarry. We need to get the excavator. Is he done? Yeah, he was never really working. Do we have an issue? No. Why are we not done this road? Because we only got one dude working on it. Do we have people escaping at like record rates? No. But our population is still going down, so they're not happy that they just got a pub. So see, I'm not even sure if this will work. You know, this is the cinema, so if we can't get these things built fast enough, they're all going to leave before they, yeah. So the whole thing will be a failure. I mean, I could just go ahead and like buy the cinema, I guess, just to keep them happy. But that's, how much would it cost us? 20,000. I mean, it may be well worth it, since these guys are taking forever. And I don't know that... Yeah, our population keeps... Now we're down to 83. I don't know if just having a cinema is going to keep them that happy. But it seems like the decision to do this is not a great one, because we're just not getting many workers there. So we're not making any progress. Bad, bad, bad. Yeah, I mean, I have... Yeah, I think I've built the storages here, and I've built the stores, and I built them, you know, with... And I didn't build the pub. I thought I could build the pub and the cinema and all and save a few bucks. And it's turning out that I don't have enough people. Where we go? Do we get anybody there? We got 2. But they're just not completing this road even fast enough. And there's going to be like no way that they... I don't think there's any way they're going to complete this whole store fast enough. This whole concrete thing. Because there's just not enough people. I mean, I can limit the number of people that go to the different other places, right? So we're just going to have, you know, a maximum of 5 in the power plant. And let's, yeah, let's just have a maximum of 2 there, maximum of 2 here. Right? Anybody else? No. That's, so that way, at least more people should go to construction. And then this is the construction bus. Look, we already got 12 workers. I don't know if people will go there, but I'm going to turn this bus down too. So you're only going to get a maximum of 10% of your possible load. So that way they don't accidentally take the wrong people. So you're going up here. How's our population doing? You know what? We're down to 77. We're going to die horrible death if we don't. If we don't just fund these things. This is not what I wanted to start out doing. I mean, this isn't... I mean, believe me, I just sit there and build all this other stuff, and I built the store thinking that was enough. And we're even going to just do that so they can get into it right away. So hopefully that will keep the few remaining people that we have from leaving us at this point. And then we'll let them build the firehouse, I guess. Yeah. How much did that cost? You know, and it really didn't cost us that much of our money. Not that we, you know, probably will ever have enough. There's no point in building more houses. Let's just look at this year. Well, look, we were a little bit stable. Like, it didn't, you know, keep going. That might have been the effect of the pub. I don't know. There's the drunks didn't leave for a month before they got bored again and then left. All right, so hopefully that'll stabilize our population. I'd really like... We only have 6 babies. Happy people have more babies, so... All right, well, let's sort of ignore that problem for a little while. And are we done with our excavator? Yeah. Okay, we're done. We're not going to be done. Let's get them to build the fire station. So I have fire deaths on. Yeah, I just expedited the pub and cinema. You may have said that. I don't know. We thought it at the same time. You know. Yeah, they barely visit it, but what I noticed is that if they have the cinema, they don't go to the pub. And I know I don't know, you read one thing, but it was from the developer on the Steam, and he was saying that the alcohol, you don't want them to become alcoholic, you know, so if you just give them a pub, somehow you'll have other problems with them. So there, we have a cinema anyway. It's kind of done at this point. Look, our voltage is bouncing. Why is that? Are they getting any happier? Unable to get meat. Why are so many of them unable to get meat? You know what I'm going to build for them? I'm going to build for them. They like walkways. They're definitely addicted to walkways. So let's build them a walkway. Oh, okay, because there's the school driveway there. There we go. That won't hurt them with getting to the school anyhow. Maybe we could do that. Go past it a little bit. Yeah. Alright, so we'll assign these guys. If they're not doing anything else, go down and build us this path. Yeah, the delay is... Some of the delay is me, you know, not reading the chats. I don't see them right on my screen. But yeah, it is like a fair delay. So don't feel bad if I'm not talking to you right away. I'm not sure why it's so bad. I'm not much of an expert at these things. So we got to get done with that excavator. So let's fast forward a little bit. How are you guys doing? Well, you got them some gravel. And we do have we do have a concrete truck. We actually have 2 dump trucks. I think you kind of need 2 dump trucks. Every job needs some dump trucking. Alright, come on, get done with the excavator. We're not even started. But yeah, look, we definitely increased the number of workers we seem to be getting on the jobs by decreasing how many go to these places. We just have to remember to turn them back up at some point. Good. Yeah, I think that this... Once they get this built, this path... There we go. I've got one guy working on it, but as they get people there, and they might even just walk over to work on that one. I think it's funny too sometimes, like you'll have the bus here, and then you'll have like, I don't know, a path going over this way. Speaking of which, but you know, like, like they'll drive the guys to the bus. Sorry about that. Like we'll set up this job, and they'll drive them. All right, missed. Like we probably should put that there anyway. Make it a little easier on them. But they'll actually drive them over to that job. You know? That makes me laugh. All right, so what were we doing? We'll come here. I'm going to assign them this job. Won't hurt. Yeah, we're not getting a lot of people here, are we? One. Now, how's our population doing? Did we stabilize it? Now we're down to 58. I don't know what much more to do. Yeah, no tips required, you know. But and I do appreciate them, you know. Yeah, I didn't mean to say it that way. I hope that I think that came out wrong. All right, anyway, let's go. Was the excavator done? No. That's right. Yeah, so we're struggling to get people up to work in the concrete. You know what we can do? Don't like to do it too much, but I think we need a people injection. Yeah, that's the regular workers, right? Immigrants, yeah, from the Soviet bloc. All right, spending money. But I think we have to do it, you know? There we go. That's one way to kind of fix your population issue. Let's see, look at this here. See, look, I'm doing a much better job. Look, we got a bunch of people now. 72 escapes. But that should at least get us to the point we're working on this footpath, and then I'll put in the other ones. That should get us a lot more people there. Yeah, this one's already built, so that's good. It saves them a little trip. Let's, well, we gotta get done with the excavator so I can put in the quarry. You know what, though? That's not totally true. I might be able to get started anyway with the leveler. I want to try to bring it down low when I level, just so it's lower than higher. He's working his butt off. That's right, we're in fast forward mode anyhow, right? I should be careful that I don't... Yeah, what is the story here? Okay, so we got 9 people. Good. We got all the gravel we need. We got 9 people. The excavator's done, so we should be able to... give this a good go. Get it in there. Is it yellow? I can't see from this far away. Yeah, it is yellow. Let me try to point down. No, I didn't want to do that. Alright, so what we're going to do is try to push this guy back in without leveling, so that we don't end up way up in the hills, but we get as good a quarry as we can. The other thing you can do is, I noticed if you turn this around, it wants, I didn't just build it. If you turn it around, it tends to push better than the other way, because it assumes the front needs to be flat. And I think if I just go it a little bit further, we should be okay. Yeah, so I was saying earlier, I'm not sure how well this works with the live stream, just because, you know, a lot of the time I spend making the episodes is just me staring at the screen, you know. All right, so that should be, I think, a pretty reasonable quarry. Hopefully this will take, let's get the gravel road. There we go. I think I want my wireframe on. So we need to get down to here. Up to there. Can we get it yellow at all? Yeah, that doesn't even want to level. It's like a pretty mountain road, kind of. Alright, so that's connected, and then we'll need, you know, regular connection. I think if we had another one, we'd put it like right up here. I'm not sure if it would come down this way or that way, but that worked out, you know, kind of reasonably well. Now that telephone pole, we come down like, yeah, we come down. Yeah. Okay. And then somehow, somewhere, we're going to need a bus stop. Not a big one. Let's see. Can we just do some of the leveling, and I don't need to level the other side of the hill there. Alright, let's see what that looks like. Come on, I know you want to do it. Now see, as it moves down the hill, it becomes more of an issue. Oh, that's down. I want it up. Turn yellowish. Let's do a little level again. That is a big drop off, isn't it? See how we can get it a lot closer? There we go. Good. So now let's put in a footpath. I think I would want one to go from there directly up there as well. Alright, so that'll be our gravel industry. And what else is there? How's our firehouse doing? Our firehouse is doing. Just a matter of enough people. How is our population doing? Down to 61. We're just hemorrhaging people. Why are we hemorrhaging so many people? Not able to enjoy culture, so let's just get them some footpaths ASAP. To the point, we'll just build them with rubles. Maybe they don't like to use the gravel roads. To get there? I don't know. Yeah, that's not going to work. Alright, let's do this. And can we, no. just don't like attaching there at all. Not unless you did it straight, right? Oh, you don't even like attaching straight. Alright. Well. Alright, let's see if they get happier because they have a kindergarten next. You could probably... Yeah, a lot of trucks are sitting there, so let's see if we can't get them building those roads. And I do want to do something else before I forget. Take off the auto build. Alright, so they have a few more assignments. Well, we have our gravel plant going. We're down to 23 people. Alright. Well, we can't... Oh, we don't have any money, so we can't buy those other... Alright, so we're buying more people again. At some point, you just get desperate times call for desperate measures, right? Yeah, so they've got better paths over to here, so I don't know if that's what's stopping them from enjoying the nightlife, so to speak. 22 unable to get food. Is that just because they're new? And here's a question. Is that happiness actually going up? Yes, it just spiked when I put those paths in. See that? Let's see what this year looks like in happiness. Very interesting. So we're at least going back up. We were going up for a little while, and then we just dipped back off for some reason. We've had no births this year, which it's March. We're in fast forward mode. That was our firehouse. Firehouse is almost done, so I think we'll get them a kindergarten going. We got those footpaths, but they're no big deal. Or no, we need to get the roads done. They're not footpaths. Alright, so firehouse is done. Let's give them another big assignment. And I would say, let's start... Oh, okay. No, we can't until they get done their road. Is this road 4? Yeah, so we're running out of workers again. Well, certainly by the time they have a school and a kindergarten, they should be happy. Yeah, so now we're back to working on the road. Look, we're already down to below 700,000. Yes, grocery is auto buying. Here, I'll go through that. I think it's because I just bought new people. All right, so we'll work on the kindergarten next. But yeah, if you look here, we're auto buying food, auto buying meat. And then when we come into here, we're auto buying electronics, we're auto buying clothes, we're auto buying alcohol. We've got them sports. We've got them a cinema. Nobody's working there, but this is not the... Well, this is specified to the bus platform, but you know what? This one's specified to the power plant. I'm wondering... You know what? Let's do this. Let's unspecify where they can work. Because maybe we're not getting enough people working as store sellers. And then what we'll do is let's take down the number of people that might become store sellers. And same thing with here. Just to make sure that we don't suck them all up. Leave the 7 or 5. Yeah, so maybe it was because I had these guys specified to go do construction that they, even though they were going to the store, I don't think they weren't getting, yeah, I forgot I had done that. That's something I had done before, but I definitely wanted them on the power plant. And maybe what I can do... How are we doing? We probably have like... Let's do this. Let's tell them to go either or place. So how is our... Well, it went back down from my happy high, but I'll keep an eye on that for a minute. I'm going to take a quick break while we build this thing, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. That doesn't seem like I missed much. Just dropping off the stuff we need. I only have one open haul. Because again, I'm just trying to be as frugal as humanly possible. And I wasn't... Well, let's see what happens. So how are these people looking? Nothing you can do about churches. Food. Meat. We're not going to get a hospital anytime real soon. Unable to get clothes. Okay, well, we're working on the school. And we're working on the kindergarten next. And that's going to be... How much did we pay for people? Just out of curiosity. 4,000. So it probably would have been worth just, might even be worth just auto buying the school. By the time not having the school cost me that many more people, if I've got to buy another $40,000 worth of people, let's just pay for the darn school. So maybe if you do this start, you don't be as cheap as I am, and you know, where you're trying to build everything to save a few bucks, but then end up costing you more money because the people aren't happy, and then you got to go pay 40 grand to import people. This wouldn't be too good. So the next thing we'll have to do is hop up there and build. How is this doing? Almost done. So as a matter of fact, we got trucks sitting around. It's a matter of getting enough people up there, but I think we can pretty safely sign that road. Get that worked on. Yeah, this is... Well, go up here if you want some support. We don't have any staff. No, we got 33 uneducated people too. Not an overly good number. But now we got the school. Do we have teachers in the school? How many smart people do we have? 7. So we should have enough smart people. I hope they go there and work. And this is unassigned, so let's do this. Yeah, let's move over a little bit and relocate the smart people to this house. And I do wish you could... That's not a big deal, because normally you have many more houses, but it would be kind of nice at times where you could add the building, but then reduce the number of people. So there we go. So we got all our smart people working in the unspecified house. So we should be picking up, and yeah, see, we're training quite a few adults there. Good. So hopefully we'll get them to work, and that'll make them happier, I assume. But it's just become a yeah, well, I wanted to be self-sufficient in my town with the idea. I mean, I'm not really using this. I'm not like, I need mechanical components, and you need a place to import them to. So, you know, I mean, the only things I'm importing here, and the reason I built these two is because, you know, the cement tank, you know, like how else do I get cement in unless I'm buying it? I'm buying gravel for now because I don't have a gravel quarry. But as soon as we get the gravel quarry, I will probably hook up this connection, this conveyor right here, and then we'll stop buying gravel, and then we'll see. We may just truck stuff over here because of the price of this. This will not be a cheap conveyor setup. And I think I'd rather, you know, have other stuff, but yeah, well, this was the big one. And yes, I would say this is what, having the power plant and not having and paying, like when I paid for the outside connection, when I first did this, I ran a power line, like a large power line, as a matter of fact, all the way over here, which is far cheaper to do than building the power plant. And it's like, well, all I had to do was build the power plant, and then I had this like steady source of money. And I felt like, well, that's not the hardest possible start, is it? You know, like, you know, I'm trying to see, not trying to fail, but I'm just trying to see with like these conditions, like where you start at a little town and you're importing things into your area. Good. Look, we got this road done. So let's give them, we want to keep these guys busy. And we'll need this road so they can work on both of those. Yeah, once they get there, they can work on this. We should be able to, let's see, I mean, as long as I can stabilize the people. That's obviously at this point my biggest concern. Let's do this year. As long as they stop escaping. And then, look, we got a birth. That's a positive thing. Finally. Yeah, look, one birth just recently. Well, that's a good sign, though. They're birthing. That's a very good sign. Yeah, look, if we look at the escapes, yeah, look, our escapes are way lower. So yeah, I think if I were to restart it, I would just buy this entire setup. So, and I'm not 100% sure with your comment what you mean by importing out of country. I'm not sure how else I would do it. I mean, unless I drove, and you know, you need these import places to even just get the stuff in. All right, well, we're in fast forward. What else is there to look at? There's no, what would we do next? Cement plant. I imagine, is our excavator's busy building that road. It would be better if the dump truck, I mean not the dump truck, the bulldozer was building that road. But I think we're actually, yeah, unable to do church. Any sport? Well, yeah, let's do this. Not that. Close this. Let's build another footpath. They seem to really enjoy footpaths. Let's stay far enough away we can hook up that. No, should it be too goofy? There you go. Let's give them an assignment to build a footpath. Just select it. There we go. So they'll have a footpath there shortly. Yeah, and we need to build more houses. Yeah, it's gonna. I'll probably slip in a few houses, but there's really not much point. How are we doing on uneducated people? Yeah, good. Sorry, speak English. The uneducated people are dropping nicely, so that's good. So that we're not paying for people to sit around doing nothing. Now we lost one of our. We had 7. Now we only got 6 university people. Well, might have to buy more of them. You know, can get a university in, but that's rather big and expensive. And that's another thing about this start is there's not a huge amount of flat area here. Like we really want to get out. Like I was looking up here before. You know, I think it might be nice to come up here. And do we have any? I mean, heck, we could get a farm going up here if nothing else. But do we have any resources even in this area? Oh, look at that. We have iron. Ooh, we have iron up here. Iron's tough, though, because a steel mill is awful expensive. And I don't know if we'll even have the money, but do we have coal? Anywhere near here? Nah, no coal. How about across the river? Nope, no coal. How about on the other side? Do we have iron? Sometimes there's iron in places it's not always on the hills in this map, I noticed. Nah, but we could always buy the coal. We do have iron up over here, which would mean that, and we have some, it's good iron. Like this is excellent for iron. I mean, to that wood, I'd like to have a steel mill. Steel mill is a beautiful thing. So how are we doing? Okay, good. We're almost done this road. We've done our footpath. No. We haven't even gotten the gravel there yet, but we're done the other stuff. So let's get them another road to work on. Yeah, we might as well work on those too. We'll need them. We'll need them. I don't want to spread my thin workforce out too thin. That's a good tip. I mean, the electric rails definitely cost a bit more, but certainly I'm so far from electric rails right now, Epoch, that I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, that's definitely good advice, no doubt. Definitely good advice. Yeah, I'd love to be able to put in electric rails. You know, like I mean, I'll go with the stream for quite a while longer, but I'm not even sure how much will get done. I mean, I don't know if I said it while you were here, but when I make my videos, there's literally sometimes that I spend like 4 or 6 hours in between those cuts, like just building all the stuff this way, trying to get the workforce up. Now, the good news is I think we've got 2 births, which is a great sign. The escapes are way down. Deaths are the deaths. They're going to be what they're going to be. Immigrants, well, those I'm bringing in manually. So, yeah, I at least think we're not in a death spiral anymore. Yeah. You know what? I actually adopted the microbus technology, I guess you could call it. Like but when I started this map, I had been just always using these buses just because I guess I thought they were the best. But I think you're right. I think you're better off with a bus that can carry like 20 people. I'm not going to get rid of these just yet, but I probably will. And if you noticed, I mean, I turned down the numbers that they can carry. So, yeah, I think you're better off with microbuses. I do agree with that. Hello, Sabercraft. Sorry, I didn't see your chat. And by the way, there is a fair delay between the stream that you guys are seeing. And so if I'm a little slow to the chats, it's twofold. One, I'm a little slow with reading them sometimes. And two, the chat is a bit delayed. So, or the stream is delayed itself. So, but anyway, welcome. All right, so we can actually, we have one more little section up here. Let's just assign that. I hate to get too many things assigned because then I think they get a bit too spread out. We don't have, the excavator's not doing anything right now while they're working on those little things. So let's see where we might put a cement plant. This is honking expensive though. I mean, I don't know if we're better off with a cement plant or not, but I'm not going to be able to. We have a little building. Can I get this guy to turn yellow? How about concrete plants even smaller, right? Yeah, why don't we build them up on the hill? Kind of as low as I sort of can. So we went the excavator. What's he doing? Going to get gas? Yeah. Good. Back yet? Yep, there he is. All right, so let's see what were we using to level. Get a big enough spot level, we can see where we would put a cement plant, but I think how we'd get the conveyor in. Internet crashing. I have to admit, since I had the Verizon Fios, I haven't had internet crashing. When I had the cable, I had more of that. And that's probably just, I think the cable lines in this area are just kind of old. You know, they've been around here for a long time, and I'm not sure how well they ever upgraded them. All right, so if we were to put in a cement plant, is that gonna, no, didn't level enough. Yeah, I'm not sure, APOC, if Saber came and went. There's still 3 people, I think, viewing, it seems like. I'm not sure if he's one of them. I haven't heard from him since his original hello. All right, now we're getting into some hard stone. We should check on the progress here. Yeah, they're working. I lived in Arkansas for a while, in a pretty rural area in Arkansas, and had the satellite internet for a little bit. That was interesting. Those were back in the day when they had DSL, so it wasn't like your landline was that great. Yeah, networking. I definitely, I don't know, maybe you can get them under $100, but I definitely go with the rule of, it's like one of those things in life, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. You know, because you can. And by the way, I always do wired. You know, it's not just about security issues. Just for me, like for example, my father bought me a fancy internet TV. I'm not sure exactly even what you call it, but I can get the YouTube and all that stuff on the TV, which is really cool. And, you know, you plug, it's like Wi-Fi. It didn't work for anything. Like, streams just sat there sputtering. There I am, like, I got a crawl space, and it's like, do you ever see concrete when they don't finish it and they just like use a rake? It gets like really, really rough. So, and then I'm not a tiny guy, and I'm down in this like little crawl space that I can't even kneel in really, and it's like this rough concrete, you know, and the TV is like all the way in the far corner. I'm like dragging myself across something that's like worse than sandpaper. Like sandpaper wouldn't hurt me through my jeans, you know? But hey, the TV has now got a landline, and the Wi-Fi no longer is needed. 20 years. I mean, I'm not sure exactly, obviously, how old you are, but, you know, I'm close to 50. And I remember, you know, the old dial-up. I mean, I was out of college before. No, did we have a dial-up? No, we had a dial-up when I was a teenager here, but when I got out of college, they were just getting into DSL. And I remember the dial-up, like, if you could get, like 16 kilobytes per second, you were fairly happy with it. And even the DSL was getting up to, like 1 meg at the most. All right, we're getting distracted from the project at hand, which should be to check. Yeah, why is this taking so long? Do we have the stuff? Yeah, we have the stuff there. We don't have people. All right, we still don't have 24 uneducated. Well, we have teachers, and yeah, people should be going to school, so that's good. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bloody because I dressed up like in a jean jacket and an old jean jacket I have, and jeans, and yeah. But yeah, you know, as a matter of fact, like my knuckles were like scraped, and fortunately, I just had to go back in there, and I had already like shoved a wire down, so I just had to tape the wire and then pull it back up. So it wasn't like I was in there long, but kinds of rat poop I walked through to get there, or snaked through. All right, I'm being distracted. We are trying to see about where we would just put this. Oh, look, I got it to turn yellow. Wonderful. That's good. Good first start. I don't know if you guys have watched my videos, but this was something that was very Yeah, it did start at like, yeah, when you got like 16 or 12, you were like happy, you know? There was no thought of anything like YouTube. Do you know about the rotate trick? Like if you rotate this around, it rotates back to a different click position. Like notice now it's in line. But if we rotate all the way around, like now I can't get it to line up with the line. So if I come back around the other way, and you can do it 3 times, you get back to the same position. So see, now I'm lined back up with the grid. So now the problem we'd have is this just barely fits, right? Now we could go back. We're probably better off, well, I don't think we're going to get that guy directly connected unless I ended up like way up here. So I think no matter what, we're going to need another transfer. But then I do need to push us back in, or else I'm never going to get that road out of there. Yeah, I've done worse. When I got out of college, I actually worked construction, so when you're the low man on the totem pole. Now the good thing is because I'm a fairly big person, I wasn't the guy you sent into small places. You know what I mean? If you had some tight space to go into, I wasn't going to be your first choice. And that's not to say I was fat at the time. It's just because I was broad-shouldered, you know. But we had a guy I worked with, Ron. Poor Ron. I mean, I feel bad for him. He got paid well, but he was just always the guy that, like, there was like some little crawl space, tiny area to go into. He was the man. Alright, so we got quite a cliff there, don't we? If I move this guy back, oops, run out of gas again. Okay. Let's check out how these guys are doing. How is our population doing? It just went up, I think. Yeah, look, it went up on its own. All right. Look, we got 14 babies, 17 children. We got our uneducated people are dropping. All right, at least I think that catastrophe is past us. But we're down to only 5 university teachers. We got to keep an eye on that. I don't think... look, now we're running out of power. Let's get some more. We'll get some more regular workers, and let's just get one batch of experts. All right, so hopefully that population boost makes a difference, and now that we see things are improving, hopefully this group sticks a little bit better, you know? All right, so are you done building? No. But we got you more people, so hopefully... All right, we got people back in the power plant. That's good. Yeah, because these people are assigned to go to both. So that should help. All right, so what were we doing? We were... going to put this in, but the excavator ran out of fuel, so let's... All right. Yeah, it's going to be a little tight getting that conveyor in. All right, so let's do the lock it in with the road so that this won't change on us. See if I put that kind of there. Put that guy there, and then let's see. Let's hope. Good. Good. Excellent. Perfect. Let's just see if we can't take some more of the old road leveling tool, make it look a little nicer. Yeah, that. There we go. And then I'll just delete this end off. Oh no. There we go. Don't want to do the click through thing. All right, there we go. Good. All right, so there is a cement plant. Now the problem we'll have with our cement plant is I don't think there's any way, as we'll plan it out since we don't have too much else to do. Yeah, you're almost done that. You're done that. Let's give you some more assignments. You can build that, and you can build this, and you can build this. Yeah, because we'll definitely need the bus stop done. Obviously, we'll need the quarry, and we'll need this. And all of this stuff, I'm not sure how much we'll build, but as far as these conveyors, because they're just awful expensive. And but the amount of stuff that we actually need, it's probably better just to truck this stuff in and out. It's a lot cheaper to buy a dump truck. Maybe. Let's see. All right, so just to open this up. Yeah, there's just no way that's going to work. Now the question is, see, this guy needs coal as well. And what I didn't just allow for, well, we could ship the coal in, but we don't have a, well, we could just buy the coal in directly, I guess. It's not like we have a coal mine anywhere. I need a free excavator. Okay, so what, did you go to work on a road? Yeah, well, that's kind of good. Yeah, I mean, I don't, if we build it this way, I'm hosed for the coal connections. If the coal stays up here, I don't know. I mean, I guess we could level this out some more. Alright, well, anyway, let's see if we can't make this work at all. I don't know if we'll be able to. Maybe. Yeah, well, that worked. No, no. Building in the way, which means can we come down the hill a little more? It's getting awful. I don't think that's going to work. Nope. So now it's hitting this. So what that's telling me really is that this is just too close. So let's just demolish that. Demolish this. Okay. So now let's check on our construction up here. Oh, good. Look, we can start working on this. Let's work on this first once that road gets done. We still have this road to build. All right. So that means we need more work here. We need to push this guy further away. You do a better job if I go this way. Let's spin it around so it's square. So we need to be a little bit further away with this. Our money just slowly ticking away. I guess the good thing about a slow building workforce is that we're not spending a lot of money on them either, are we? So now here's another question. Is there another better way to put this thing? And if they ever allow modded stuff, or if they ever expand these buildings, I hope they really consider just different layouts, you know, like where, you know, like that would probably work in some ways to get the coal in, or to get the other in, but well, we're just going to push it further over this way. Maybe back this way. Let's see about the conveyor situation again. Oops. Hill causing obstruction. That we might even be able to deal with. Because it would be nice if this could be a direct connection. That'll save some bucks. Make it well worth, or much more worth doing. Alright, let's see if that's enough. Angle is too sharp. Okay. Now, this time I think we can kind of deal with that a little better, I think. There we go. So that would work. All right, so now the only other thing we have to do is get our road back out of here. Well, not the only thing. We have to build the whole thing. Let's just use our super duper leveling tool. Can't you? Okay, let's go like here. No, you don't like that? Yeah, you like that. There we go. Good. So if we ever have the money, look, they're probably close enough. So we can even probably do this. Yeah, look, we'll plan on that right away. I don't think we'll have anything else go in that direction. Can I just go? Yeah, look at that. Let's go to there, and then can we go to there? Yeah, good. All right, so there we go. Now we would have a nice footpath back from that spot. Nice, so that would be, you know, you would need bitumen for this, and you're going to need well, this we'll get cement from there, so we would need coal for this, which we don't have. Well, you can't see from there, but you know, you need coal for your cement plant. Let's turn off our grid and see what it looks like without it. And we are done, which we should probably keep our construction guys better, busier. All right, go ahead and get that one started. And yeah, then we'll get the gravel started after that. Let's take a look at our people again. Are we holding our own? Yes, we're up to 81 people. That is a beautiful thing. And our educated, how are we doing? Why are there, oh, because we don't have any staff. Alright, well, I can live with 36 out of 84 being uneducated. I'd rather it be 0, but at least, you know, at least it's we're on the up. If anybody's just joining us, we were on the down, particularly with our happiness. Look at that, our happiness is up to 90. Good. Well, we have happy people. Yeah, no doubt. If I were to start it over, I would, all of this stuff in here, I would just do it from the beginning. I wouldn't even mess with it. Like, I would just build all of this stuff, use the rubles, because I think I cost myself a good amount of extra money having to buy more people in because they weren't happy. Then the other thing I would recommend is definitely get them some footpaths, so it's as easy as possible for them to get to all of these different things. But good, we got a kindergarten. Let's click on an individual building and make sure. Now, unable to participate in any sport, but you have sports there, so it's your own fault. Same thing with the cultural. I think what starts happening is, yeah, see, look, I could just see somebody got cultural ticked up. If you, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but if you click on an individual person, you'll see they're in free time. So they're spending time in the cinema. So they only get so much free time or work time in a day. So they don't always have a chance to go get all of those things. It's not like some AOE. It's like now they're at work. So look, now they're going to go to the school and work. And I haven't studied that much, but I get the gist that, like, if they all don't get to the football, well, what if nobody's working in there? See, look, there's 4 people waiting and no one's working there. So, you know, until somebody gets over there and works, if those people spend all their free time, they're not going to get what they need. So let's keep this open for a second. Yes, we need to go get some boards. But then after that, so you're done the groundworks phase. So let's go ahead and get this guy started. We'll take a little bit extra. But that'll be a good thing to get gravel. And then, yeah, we have an extra dump truck for now. Yeah, we have everything we need. It's just a matter of time. Time and what else? How's our power plant doing? We got people. We seem to be producing everything we need. We're just a tiny little town in the middle of nowhere with a massive power plant. 2 houses. Now, speaking of which, I mean, there's no reason to build another house until we get, how are we doing on babies count and stuff like that? Good. You know, relatively speaking, those are, I mean, you don't want too many. You want a nice, steady growth. Oh, we just lost a person. Somebody died. That's alright. At least they're not escaping anymore. Yeah, our escapes are like down to minimal. You don't have much, I mean, you do have a little control over them dying or not, but you can affect their life expectancy, and that will affect it, but we're not at a stage where we're worrying about people's life expectancy overly much. All right, I'm going to take a real quick, get a drink real quick. All right, back again. I like the fact that we have $1. It's not that we have no dollars, we have one. All right, we have a quarry. What are we doing here? Good, we're done the first phase. We're actually making, you know, we're making progress. That's not the most attractive parking spot I ever created. So this guy's done the ground phase, so we really can get, might as well get started on the ground phase of this. Now, one of the problems, we don't have a lot of people, do we? I don't know that we need a lot of people. Can't afford too much. So we get all this in. We can try some exporting of some of this stuff, but I don't know if you have an opinion about what do we go to next. Well, we have this iron up here. And what's it cost? Like less than 300,000 just the, it's going to cost like 600 tons of steel, I think. Under that. Not there. So if we come in here and we build an iron mine, that's 75, well, 74 tons, call it 75, 275 total to get the iron going, plus conveyors, so let's call it 300, right? Then if we come down here, we need 241 tons of steel. So let's just round up, because we're going to need some conveyors again. And call it, it would be kind of steep to call it 300 tons of steel. But then let's add in the fact that we need 32 tons of mechanical components. So we are talking a good amount of money, 600,000. But it's been my experience that this steel price is only going to ever go up, and dramatically. And it's going to save us a lot of money in the long run if we can get the steel going. So having said that it's 344 rubles a ton, it's really kind of sort of affordable for us, isn't it? As long as we can get up there and get a few houses and people set up, we'll see. I don't know if we'll have the money for it by the time we get there, because our money is just slowly ticking away at this point. If we can find something to export, then we might be able to do it. But if we can't, We'll see. Yeah, we'll have to see. If we build up here and we run out of money, we can't really sell the iron for much, can we? No. Not compared to the steel. So what would be... if we went the farming route, and we could just go like the... if we take a look... I did it in my series. Clothes are worth an awful lot of money. And if we got a farm going, we could feed our people with the crops. Now the crops aren't worth that much themselves, but we can make fabric with the import of a little bit of chemicals. We can make fabric, which in itself is okay, but we could do the clothes fabric thing. Now another thing to consider would be making bricks. And bricks sell fairly well, not great, but you know, they're something else to do. But I think if we get, I think what I'll do, yeah, we might even start planning it out now. How far away? We would have to bus people. But I'm thinking we would put our iron mine up here. We might as well plan it, because if we... I mean, it would be a good plan, even if we can't afford it. I mean, that is just a... let's zoom up and then look down a bit. Can we zoom up more? Oh, there's clouds. And that is just an excellent iron spot there. That is like one of the best on the map. That's a pretty good one in its own right. But it's kind of on the other side. Now, are we better off? No, I don't think we're necessarily better off on the other side, just because it's further away and it'll take us longer to construct everything. I want to slow down time a bit, just because I don't want to miss these guys getting ready, because I get that gravel going right away. We'll have to get another bus. Yeah, I mean, that's just a beautiful... this isn't a bad iron spot to start either, is it? I mean, it's not as good as the other one, but I'm not sure that we need the best iron spot ever invented. And that's a lot closer, so if we had to have a conveyor... you know, I think we would get enough iron out of there to make it worth it. Are we going to be able to... no. Because we're too far away, I think. Where are these guys? Yeah, see, we're too far away. So we're not really even going to be able to plan this until we can get a construction site a bunch closer. But we can plan a construction site, can't we? So I don't think there's... is there a benefit to putting it... do we put our construction site up on that hill, or do we put it down here? If we put it down here... no, I think we put it up on this hill, because it gives us... if we build another one, we'd build it along the road further up. So where is a good spot that we can actually still use our excavator to get up said hill? Kind of like right here. Can we do that with a road? Yes, good. guys level this way much, but really not a bad way to level an area. Not level, but flatten-ish an area. I don't really want it going that way. I'd like it to come head right up towards that where we would put the steel. There we go. All right, let's decide that there's a road up there. And so we probably would want a gas station back down on the road, huh? I mean, that'll be kind of close enough for starters. And then probably want another one. Well, let's see. Where would we put our construction? I'd say right at the top, because then we'd put... And if we were going to do a town, we'll do it over on this side, so that if we do a farm, we've got a nice big, pretty much flat area to get a farm going over that way. How's that sound? So let's extend this road a little bit more, just so it's up well onto the flat. And then let's get a construction office going. And I really wish that that wasn't such a big sign there. Can't build. And then I always put a gas station, before I forget, right next to that guy. There we go. So now we have a construction office and a gas station. We are going to definitely need a aggregate storage. Let's get to it from here. Where is it? There it is. And I'd like to make it so that eventually we could... Yeah, let's put it on... the incoming... Well, let's do it. Yeah, let's just do it this way. Though, you know what? We'll put it down here so that we could put... So if we ever wanted to, we could have a unloading on this side somehow, run a conveyor over, and then we could always... But again, for the most part, we'll just use it as a depot. And we'll just try not to jam it up with trucks too much. Alright, so we'll be able to get gravel up there. That would be good. And might just have to bite the bullet and use this cement and concrete plant. Yeah, I don't think it'll necessarily be worth building separate ones of these. We're just going to have to truck everything up to the construction there. Same thing with our warehouse. And yeah, we're not really making any of these, so we'll probably just have to truck everything up there. Other than, you know, we will take gravel up there, which will help a bit. But again, I don't want to spend as much money if we can avoid it. But gravel is a nice thing to have a bit closer, because everything needs gravel. How are we doing down here? What we're doing, we need concrete. We have a worker, and you just dropped off some, so but we're in slow mode. Not slow mode, but normal mode. How are you doing? You need a little more steel, so I assume we're getting that for you. Oh no, are you in an... that's right, this has that last little phase there. Alright, let's take a look at our population, since that's a pretty big concern here. think it dropped. Let's look at this year. Yeah, it's still dropping. It's just because we had more deaths. How are we doing if we look? Yeah, we definitely... Where's the deaths? Is there a way I can look at the deaths? Yeah, there. Yeah, I think we just had like a spike in deaths for some reason. I don't know why. I guess because they're just getting older. They get old really fast in this game. It's definitely not... Look, we haven't even gone through a year and we've had 72 people die of old age. Haven't had any immigrants in a while, and our escapes have really just dropped off to practically nothing, which is great. That's what we have, in some ways, the most control over and concern about. So, yeah, unemployed, kind of going up and down, but that's fine. Those should be people. Uneducated is a bit concerning. I don't know why we have so many uneducated. Get into school, guys. Well, that says 0 uneducated. This says 0 uneducated. So why does this say 40? That's a little weird. Alright. Well, we don't have any uneducated people in there. Alright, so we would do that. And we've about done this, aren't we? I hope. We're on the last phase of that. Very good. And we are on the... Well, we still have plenty of work to do there. But let's take a look at getting this guy... You're not going to get a footpath. No, that's the best footpath I'm going to give you. What are you hauling? You're hauling concrete and steel, so there's no reason we shouldn't be able to reasonably easily get this footpath for both of these done. Not sure how much difference they actually make, but they do seem to like footpaths. Alright, so I don't need to pay attention to that this minute. So let's head back up here and see. Well, we need to get this built before we can do much leveling, but we could probably... think about where we would put people. So if we have a coal mine, or I'm sorry, an iron mine here, you know, I'd probably try to stick the steel mine. Well, that's right. No, we're going to have the iron mine down there, right? Yeah. See, I think we're going to, like right in this area, will be pretty reasonable place. So if we have that, so that means our steel mill we'll probably put just on this side of the road. And let's just see if we can we level the steel mill there? Yes, good. So let's level off an area for this guy. It's not quite the angle that I plan on building it at, but we'll figure out which way and where he's going to go, and then it would be great if people could just walk there. So if we see our road, what I'm thinking of is just to the right of that road down there is where I would put the... Oops. You were doing fine. I don't think I wiggled the mouse. So just to the right of that road, as I was saying, I think that's where we'll start to set up some houses. If we can get the houses over there, then even if we can't afford the steel mill here, we'll still be able to potentially put the houses over there and start the farm up. And our money's not going down that fast, so I would anticipate that we may have enough money for this, I hope. We're not done building. Can't build due to infrastructure, and then you turn red. Can you go over this way? Really? Oh, right there. That's a lot closer. All right, so all of the materials are coming in to the right-hand side of this as it sits there now. Which coal we're probably just going to end up buying. It sort of puts my, if I turn it like this, which would be fine in some ways, then we could get the iron straight in with a nice, fairly short conveyor. But then my road's on the opposite end, but then we do have little people places that people can go pretty easily on this end of it. So now, for future consideration, the train could come in either end if we ever had a train. Keep pushing this back. The closer we can get it, the shorter the conveyors would be. And the shorter the conveyors would be, the cheaper. That's probably pretty good, huh? And I should probably go check on town real quick. There we do it. Right, well, we got the steel. We're in the last phase, or second to last phase here. And our population is still holding steady, but we got 34 babies. Yeah, okay. Well, we're holding our own. All right, so let me just give this one more shot, though I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, it's just too far. All right, well, we have a rough plan for that. It's kind of up on a bit of a hill there. So what I'm thinking of is maybe just off of where this other road is. Make it long for now. I would plan on having I don't want to get too close to that road. Let's stay off of it enough. You know, like a row of houses here. And a row of houses like there. And then I would put in How about one more row of houses should be, and we'll face that row here with enough room to definitely get a footpath behind it. And then we'll come in here. And we'll put the things people need. I did hear when I read the Steam forums, they were talking about a store that was, to save some room, would be a combination of the small store and the grocery store. So before we move anybody over here, we're going to get all this stuff in place. Let's put the cinema. I like to have the cinema fairly well centrally located. Yeah, you know what we're going to do? Let's try this. Let's put a pub like here. Let's see if we can get a football field in, like say here. And then we'll get a cinema in. So I want to leave enough room to get a footpath in the back there. Then we'll go to roads. Yeah, that's... yeah, pretty annoying. That's kind of square. Maybe we'll do this too, just for... make it look like a funny H. There. So now we would need a school and a kindergarten. So why don't we see if we could put the school and the kindergarten right in that next square down. Guy go like that? Yeah, that's nice. These guys shouldn't be too far away to go to them. Yep. Now what I'll do is come in here, delete whole section. So we can build that as its own separate construction project, so we don't have 15 separate. And I'll end up doing the same thing here, but down the road. All right, good. So we have a plan for another town. How is Gravel World going over here? Gravel World looks like it's floating in air. Oh no, there's some beams back there. Yeah, we're on fast mode. You know what, we signed some other projects, didn't we? Like that gravel path. So how... 24 workers. 45 workers. Not very many workers. So even though we are doing okay with our population, it is dropping though. The problem is we don't have enough productive age workers. I think what we're going to do is let's build another residence and we'll get citizens right in with it. And hopefully, don't tell me it won't fit now that I built that stupid path. Really? Yeah, that's about as good as it's going to get, buddy. Yeah, that's a bummer. Oh, come on, come on. Turn green. Turn green. Oh. Oh. See, the bummer is if we delete the path, that would fit. Look how close that is. Now, let's see. Can we spin it around? Just not going to go. Alright, well, why don't we put it over here then? And then eventually when we have more money and... Yeah, so we're going to get citizens in with this house. Why did my road not build? Alright, so let's assign that to be built. Oh yeah, we're still not quite done that bus platform. That's why I think things are... Right. Yeah, we want to watch the number of people we have, but we definitely need enough. I think we have enough, but we don't have a ton extra. Well, I'm starting to run out of things to say tonight. I think in another half hour I'm going to end the stream. If anybody has any comments, I'd be happy to answer any questions, or if you have any advice. I guess another bit of advice would be to make this a gravel road sometime soon, huh? But again, we need to get this done. We're on fast forward. We just don't have a lot of actual working people. Yeah, see if... So let's say we have 64. Yeah, 42 and 22 is 64. Oh, our baby turned into a child. Well, that's good. Now the happiness. Why is the happiness going down? Yeah, they can't visit a hospital. Well, we have a sports thing. I think it's because we just don't have enough people to work. You know, you need a certain number of free people to keep these jobs all filled. I don't particularly want to buy more people, but maybe we'll do that. We'll relocate them. Yeah, we'll invite in a few more immigrants. It won't hurt. Yeah, we don't even really have enough to do the gravel thing. Yeah, going straight to asphalt. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's definitely a pain in the cities. And well, it's a pain everywhere. You're right. You need you need an alternative road. And I know what you're saying. The only problem is I'm really hoping to be able to build that steel mill. And I figure I'm going to need at least like 400,000 to do that. And I don't even know if, you know, like, can I get up there and build the thing? And then build this, You know, because the other thing is just to create a town up here to populate it. You know, I think I'm maybe being too ambitious. Maybe being a bit too ambitious, but we'll see. I will try. I know people do it. I haven't done it, but I will probably try to post this to YouTube. So if anybody misses it, and then I think I would like to try to plan on doing this again next Friday. Maybe, you know, I won't touch this map at all after I end tonight. I'll end at about the 3-hour mark. I think that's kind of enough for me on a Friday night. But then maybe we could plan on doing it again next Friday night. Make it a semi-regular thing. It might not always be this game, but for the foreseeable future it will be. Yeah. Live stream Fridays. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Upgrading roads can be pretty painful. How much more would it cost for the asphalt? Just thinking about it, since... So bitumen would be the issue. Yeah. And bitumen, what is that? Like 1/7 of the... Yeah, maybe we will do that. I'll take your advice and we'll try it. Try it for our future roads. We've already got all these built anyway. And I do want to get them up going as fast as I can. But the bitumen shouldn't cost us too much extra. Though it isn't real cheap, is it? No, it's not overly cheap. But yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the plain old asphalt roads on our way up to there. And if we have to build a farm first, because I know the farm's not that expensive, and then I would probably use the corn that we got from a farm up in this area to see about, you know, could we get a clothing thing going? Because clothing would be, I think, definitely worth driving up to Molna, even on a dirt road, just to get some money coming in. Good, APAC. Yeah, I'm not gonna wrap up the straight. It's still a half hour. I just thought I'd give you guys a bit of a warning. We're at about the 2.5 hour mark. Get some more work put in, right? And I'll take a break. Not that I can't sit here for hours, but it's a little different when you're trying to keep talking the whole time. You know, it's not. I'm not complaining, just it's different when you're sitting there playing and watching somebody else. It's, I don't want to use the word tiring, but you run out of things to say. Like, what more can I say? When I come back Friday night, I'll have thought about what's going on here and digested things, you know? All right, come on. Come on, gravel processing. Now we're probably, we're waiting on mechanical components. Oh, do we have a closed truck? Nope. Okay. Well, there's a purchase. Covered haul. I mean, they're not that much difference in price, and this one's not a bad one, but this guy, you know, can get one trip a lot of times. I'm not sure if he's the best one, but there you go. It's the one I've used typically. I've tried the other ones. Nothing wrong with them. Alright, so if we're going to do a gravel road while we're here, I mean asphalt, I guess that means we just committed to a roller. and a paver. And let's go ahead and nobody's going up this way anyhow, so let's there we go. And really these guys are on their thing, so why don't we oh wait, let's think about it. Yeah. You go ahead and they can start doing said asphalt road. So now that'll keep any extra people, not that we have many. Oh, we should have built the house. Well, we could still build the house. We'll build the house as soon as this guy's done. Good. All right, what else would be next? Well, here's a question. Would we do a farm here anyway? And if we put the farm, you know, there's our house. We could put more houses over here, so I don't want to get too close to this, but if we put the farm building over this way, we could actually farm fields up here. I mean, we could do a lot of big fields. Let's see, how big is a field relative to this? I always like to just do the big fields. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. We got to do a lot of flattening. I mean, we could probably get 6 or so, or more maybe even, farm fields up here. Again, we got to do a lot of flattening, or a good amount of, well, let's see, here we even have, let me get that hill. I mean, it won't be the most efficient thing, but we could probably do, yeah, and one farm can handle probably, you know, 10 or 12, well, 12 or 15 of these fields. So I'm thinking maybe we put our farm up in this area. Now, part of the problem is I don't think I'm going to be able to, see, I got to get my construction thing built up here before I can do too much more. No people. What are we doing here? Yeah, you know what? We should probably turn that off. I doubt anybody's coming up to here, but let's turn that off. Instead of waiting in the bus stop, go to school and learn. Man, we just don't have any workers, do we? 30. Well, we still have 64, but that's because I bought those people in. Yeah, it's probably actually, I definitely am, yeah. And I think the biggest thing that happens, I'm pretty good at this stage of the game. Not, you see, I make a few mistakes. But I also think about it, you know, like, you know, I'll be playing my, I'm not ending my regular series. I don't know if you've watched any of those videos, but you know, it's pretty similar to what I'm doing here. And, you know, I have a chance to think about it. Like, I've actually started from our starting point here a couple of times, and, you know, I'll probably want to, like, I'll pick up from wherever we left off, but I'll probably want to restart the whole thing all over again. Oh, I would do this different. I would do that different. You know, I would improve this. I would improve that. It's part of one of the reasons I'm doing this, and not maybe just, you know, recording a regular episode. So yeah, I'll definitely give it some thought. I'm not sure that I will do too much different, but, and yes, I probably will learn more in the meantime as well. Though I have to, I mean, I'm really getting like I said, I make mistakes, but at this point, it tends to be mistakes of like neglect or mistakes of forgetting, as opposed to, oh, I didn't know that kind of thing, you know, or like your advice with the asphalt, like just maybe that's like a mistake of a poor decision. Like, yeah, you know, you really should just be, you know, bite the bullet, do the asphalt in the beginning, your life will be better. Like, I guess that's a mistake of judgment as much as anything. We're probably got all our people. We get in these cycles now. We don't have many people. We really need more people. It's December already. Oh, look at that. Why are we? Oh, we had some people escaping. Look, their happiness is going down. Why is your? Right, we need to buy in more people. I don't think we have enough people to maintain. We just don't have enough people. We need that other house going. And I'm off building. Yeah, I just need to bite the bullet. And I think it goes up in price with these, you know, how much people cost you. Alright. That was painful. See, I don't think we're doing a steel mill. Why is my money going down so quickly now? Okay. Is that because of the people coming in slowly? Yeah, playing it once a week will be kind of odd too, because normally you don't. Well, when you do the YouTube, you do things like a little different than you would when you play it yourself. You know, you got to think of things like ahead of time more than you would. Like, or what am I going to do? Especially if you're like making an episode. And it actually kind of, one of the reasons I do it, it's obviously not because my channel's so successful or I'm making any money doing this. It's just, it kind of adds another aspect to it, you know, like how are you going to display this to other people? This is a little different with the live stream, but how do you display it to people in such a way that they'll enjoy it, you know, and not just be, you know, you don't want to cut out things because, you know, people want to see everything, but when you're, it's like moments like this, like I'm not going to show this on a regular YouTube episode because it just becomes me sitting here, you know, I mean, literally at times I'll go eat lunch and just leave it on, I'm in fast forward now, but I'll put it on like the slow mode and just go eat lunch and let it, you know, set them up with enough big projects and just not worry about it. You can't do that when you're good. We're already rolling. Yeah, that's really not that bad. I don't know how much extra money it's going to cost us, but yeah, I don't think there's any way I'm affording a steel mill, but I think it's still good. We'll get the corn going, and hopefully we'll have enough money to get the clothing going. Get at least a few cornfields, and then we'll be able to feed people. That'll be one less expense. We got 4 people in there now. How's our happiness? Good, it's going back up. Good. Yeah, I think we just dropped off. We're just not maintaining the minimum population necessary. Get this done, and then we can get this other house built. So yeah, if I were to start over, and let me know, APOC, you're the... See, we have 2 people watching. I don't see anybody else commenting, but if you think I should start over again and do things better, I'd be happy to. I still don't think I'd get to a steel mill, but I think before I started time back up, I would probably just pre-purchase all of this stuff, you know, maybe even like 4 houses instead of 2, just so we had like that many extra people and they were all relatively happy. I think that's the biggest, probably the biggest single mistake I made. I'm not sure if you see something else. Hey, we got a gravel quarry. Wonderful. All right, so let's get these guys building that house. And the next step will be, We need to get a dump truck. So where is our depot? Yeah, it did hurt hard. That was bad. So we got a dump truck. We're also going to need an excavator, or at least it helps a whole lot to have an excavator. You are going to have... There we go. You are going to have the job of driving from here to here. And you're going to wait until you're loaded, and you're going to wait until you're unloaded. You might as well start. And you are up there, because they should do some work even without any people, but I don't think this will do any work without any people. So we should get a bus going, and I will take your advice. All right, so I will start over. Good. I was feeling that way. And I have a feeling by the end of the week, or by this time next week, I will have really been feeling that way, you know? All right, so let's go with the mini bus, not like super mini. So we really don't have a great... Well, this one's probably 40. It's faster. That's another thing I found... See, that's great because I think we'll go with this guy. He's a little bit on the small side, mid-size, I guess you'd call him. But he goes 85, so let's go to our one single bus stop. No, don't start. Go to our one single bus stop. And then let's, yeah, I don't think that matters, but I'll do it. Start running back and forth, or at least go up there, run out of gas, and then come back and get your gas tank filled. That seems to be what they do on their first run. Alright, so nobody working, but we have quarried stone. I don't think we should build this guy. I think what I should probably do is I can use this truck down the road is just get another dumper, and they shouldn't clog each other up because there's only going to be 2 of them for the moment, and maybe we'll build that eventually. Let's see how the money goes. I really want to get that other town going, so we're going to go. I want you, don't buy anything else. I want you to go from here to here. Doesn't, I know it doesn't matter, but I like to do this just so when I click on the trucks, I know that they're what their job is until we can rename them, you know. There you go. So you're gonna go to here, and that means we're gonna cancel purchasing gravel. So there we go. We're making our first. What, 3 hours later, we're finally making our first stuff. Yeah, well, the bus I found was 40, so that's, but you're right. It's, there's some other, like the little blue bus that comes a little bit later on. That's, I think that one's like 20, and it is pretty fast. And all right, so do you actually have any people on you? 4. Okay, well that's. You know what we need to do? We'll send a couple people up here, but he'll dig without any people, right? See, I think they'll work without any people. So let's take and make most of those people that come up here. Wrong way. We'll make most of these people go to the gravel processing. How's that sound? Yep, 82%. Or 82 tons of gravel maximum, and they just produced it. So is he... Oh, our excavator had to go get fuel. Yeah, that is a problem. Yeah, it is good to have a gas station up this way. I don't think I'm going to do it right now. Alright, is that road done yet? Yes, it is. Well, let's get the house built. Oh, the house is built. Okay, so we should have good numbers of people. Should we build another house, or do we... Yeah, so these guys are... I'm slacking. Oh, I'm gonna select the road. Ooh. Oh. Why did you stop? What's right? Oh, that's probably where I built it originally. Alright, that's fine. So let's assign these guys to doing that. Alright. $500 grand. Yeah, it's awful tight. Yeah, exactly. The quarries, there's a few things that I'm wondering if they're gonna change about the game. Like, you know, it doesn't, at least when you have it on medium happiness settings, like not having power doesn't seem to affect your town either. And then there's, when it comes to building these roads, like we almost would be better off when we're just building roads. Like, you don't need people necessarily to build the gravel road. So, you know, you can keep plowing away without actually having people bust in. As long as you have the equipment, it just runs and builds the road. So cool. Good. Look, we're actually making stone pretty quickly. Certainly need more trucks, huh? But the good news is, are we... Where are you at, buddy? Okay. Well, it's not the most impressive production chain I'm sure you've ever seen, but we do have a production chain. What is... Oh, that's the unloading. I was wondering what that building was. Or the loading, truck loading. Yeah, one of the problems is we got 2 dump trucks going to get gravel. Let's see, will this cause... We really should have 2 coming out of there. I found that that's... Yeah, you want 2. Well, why don't we do that? I don't know if that'll cause a traffic jam eventually, but... So you go from there to there. Yeah, so that'll up that, and probably this is where the conveyor is nice, because we'll end up with a bit of a cluster right here, especially as things fill up, because then these 2 guys are liable to come down here and just sit, and they're going to block this guy from getting around the road. What are you testing? Yeah, well, you mean I'm testing at the minute. Yeah, well, the whole thing is testing. But yeah, I don't think I think that if we start up, I think the other thing I didn't think about, and I'm not sure that I would do anything different, but the thing I'll think about over the week is, how do I get up here? And again, I want to start in the middle of the map, and really, you know, when I was measuring it out, it was like on this peninsula, And I said, well, I kind of need a bit of a flat area to get going. So, you know, that's how I ended up right here. And sometimes when you zoom in, it does, like when you start a map, if you look straight down, it seems to put you like right in this general vicinity pretty much each time. So. All right. Well, we probably did enough for tonight, didn't we? And I appreciate you watching the game with me, Apex. I hope you get to watch the other episodes, and I will definitely plan on being back Friday night. We can do it again, you know, even if it is just the two of us. Oh, you're testing? Yeah, not using the microbus. Well, I don't know how much. I guess the fuel, when we look at the, well, I guess you'd have to look here or here. You know, like I didn't really mean to buy that bus. You know, 80 kilowatts, is that an indication of how much fuel it's going to use? So in other words, this bus is going to use, is it going to use that much more fuel? What's that? It's a good amount. It's almost like a third more fuel, because that's practically 120. It's like 50% more fuel. Whereas this guy, which goes a little bit slower but carries a few more people, so is the kilowatts the fuel usage? And I'll bet you it is. So like your microbus idea is fine, but like that's really not a huge saving for only, well, you're going 90 kilometers an hour. So if you want to get a few people, like that's the kind of thing you want to use when you've got, you know, something like this, I think, where you've got a relatively small workforce that you need. So that, you know, the microbus will make more sense, I think, like there. Oh, I'm sorry, Apox. Well, congratulations. Congratulations on the baby. A buddy of mine who, you know, like I said, I'm close to 50. He's a bit younger, you know, like 40, and he is just so happy with his baby right now. Like, I don't think he realizes what he's into with diapers and all that stuff 100% yet, but he was just, I don't know if I've seen anybody smile that much in quite a long time. And he's one of those guys that really wanted to be a father and didn't work out with the first wife, and so I'm really happy for him. He's ecstatic about his baby. So. Yeah, Reddit can be right often. Oh, really? Well, great. Congratulations, Apox. That's he had a son too, so he's just, like I said, on cloud nine. But it's only been like 2 days. I think they just got the baby home like yesterday, so I'll head over there when things calm down, go visit them. You know, but that's great. That's great. Oh, he's 8 months, so you're a pro at diapers by now, I imagine. Well, again, congratulations and good luck. Enjoy all the time you have with them. You know, before you know it, they're 22 and on their own, or at least hopefully on their own. Yeah, yeah. They Yep. All right. Well, I'm going to say goodbye, and you know, if you have again, I don't know if you watch any of the regular videos, but you can always comment through there, and I'll pick up your name, I imagine. and say hello to you then. But otherwise, I will. And again, this will post, or I'm going to try to get it uploaded to YouTube. So if you have any other comments to make about it, I'll look through them throughout the week. Yes, you too. Have a good weekend. Take care. All right, I'm going to sign off. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves. Have a good night. Bye-bye.